Hello everyone and welcome to my video guide to nerfing Salamangreat, the top deck of Duel Links at the moment. It's been 1 month since the VRAINS dropped and it's pretty clear what the best deck is. Can you guess what it is? I'll give you a hint, it's not Dark Magician. Nobody cares about this. But why is Salamangreat the best deck of this format? Couple reasons. First of all, it's consistent like nobody's business. You have a quick play Rhoda in Salamangreat Circle. You also have a second Rhoda in Signet Mining, and you also have a Stratus in Lady Debug that you don't even need because you have 6 Rhodas, which is insane. This basically means that you always find a way to get to Gazelle, which in turn always means you find a way to get Raw into rotation. And if you've never read Salamangreat Raw before, you probably haven't played Duel Links in a while, but this basically says negate. That's what it says. Recursion. Salamangreats tend to use the graveyard as a second hand. This is very apparent with the boss monster Sunlight Wolf. Yes, Sunlight Wolf is the boss monster of the archetype, not it Leo. Sorry, fellas. Sunlight Wolf has 2 effects, and they both say get shit back from the graveyard. Whether it's a Salamangreat monster, which means you're gonna get Gazelle back, or a Salamangreat backrow, which means you're always gonna get Raw back. Raw, which by the way, can also bring itself back, which you probably shouldn't do because it will banish itself afterwards. Why would you want to banish it when you can just send it to the graveyard every turn and get it back every turn with Wolf? Busted! This also extends to the Salamangreat monsters. A lot of these fuckers can bring themselves back from the graveyard. Foxy, Jack Jaguar, Falco, always have like a condition attached to it, but not really that much of an annoyance. And this allows the deck to basically cycle between whichever monster they need. With these two, they can easily go into a rank 4 that you had not previously accounted for. It's very good. And also like Foxy as application against like Dark Magician, decks that rely on a certain continuous or field spell, this sort of stuff. And Jack Jaguar recycles your Sunlight Wolves, sending it back in the extra deck so you can just reincarnation summon Sunlight Wolf every turn if you want to. Which I don't know why you would, but yeah, that's an option. Also, this fucker, I forgot to talk about it. Salamangreat Balinks is an insane card. It's a link one that kickstarts your play, triggers Gazelle in the hand, and serves as a protection in the graveyard that you can't respond to because it's not an activated effect. Meaning that the only way to deal with this guy is through graveyard hate, basically. Also, the fact that Salamangreats have a rather small but consistent core means they have a lot of room for tech cards. All these cards you're gonna see at least once if you play against Salamangreat, and there's even more that I forgot, like probably Warning Points, maybe even Book of Moon. These sort of cards that can disrupt your plays and your turn very quickly are what you're going to be contending with on top of the Raw and the Salamangreat monsters. Let's play a quick minigame. Try to find the correct MST target. 3 sets for the Salamangreat player, and you have 1 MST. So I'm gonna MST this one. Oops! That was raw. That was circle. That was not the raw. That was a circle, which is a quick play that they can chain to just get a free search, which means you basically wasted your MST, and now you probably lose the game because they still have the other 2 back row that they're gonna be able to beat you with. Where are you? And I'm so sorry. Why is Salamangreat the best deck for explanation? All the previous top decks have been gutted. Which, like Broxwell's Liquid Soldier being hit to do was really a huge hit to the consistency of Hero and Rose Dragon, respectively. On top of like the scale nerfs that Rose Dragon deserved to get and Mechlords did not deserve to get. This basically means that all the top decks of the previous metagame have lost in consistency and now have to contend with a deck that is like much more consistent than them, with a pretty explosive result being Omni Negate every turn. Did I say all the previous top decks? I meant all the previous top decks except Galaxy Eyes for some fuck. But does Salamangreat have like any weaknesses that you and I could exploit? Well, first of all, they have really low attack values across the board. Yeah, using Ningirsu, that's probably like one of the biggest boars they're gonna bring out. 2500 attack, and it requires committing like a bunch of resources. A Sunlight Wolf and a Balings at least, which means you're removing these from your rotation. Oh, for a 2500 attack monster, I guess it doubles at removal. It's not that bad, but probably better stuff you could be building towards. And the Itleo, which is being cut from Salamangreat decks. Anyway, this guy, the boss monster, quote unquote, of Salamangreat, 2300 attack. I guess he can reduce the opponent's monster attack if he gets reincarnated, but you have to use your reincarnation summon on him, which, I mean, it's not bad, but doesn't really help closing games either, you know? It's gotten so bad that Salmon Great players have switched to Ties That Bind and Enemy Controller to sort of like make up for this weakness. And it succeeds because like Enemy Controller is a crazy card. Ties That Bind is a pretty good skill. So if you combine both of those, you get a pretty good results. And yes, I mean, Salmon Great is still the best deck, so you know. Second of all, graveyard hate cards. I'm thinking Necro Valley. I'm thinking DD Crow. These cards that basically lock out the Salamangreat player from recurring all of their stuff, which is crucial to their plays. Dimensional Fissure, while not widely available in the game yet, is also a pretty good card if you go first. If you go second, it's just there, I guess. Also, did you ever notice that DD Crow is coming out of the dim fissure? I thought this was neat. I just thought of it right now. So yeah, the question now becomes how do we nerf Salamangreats? There's a couple of ways we could go about it. I decided to name the Overkill, the Slap on the Wrist, the Fair Adjustment, and the Surprise Party. So first of all, the Overkill. You really hate Salamangreat, Konami? Do you really want people to not play Salamangreat anymore? You bam, limit to circle and roll. Fuck you. You only get one search. You only get well, you still got the one Omni Negate that you had, but you don't get to play Econ anymore. Go fuck yourself. That's not enough. Well, bam, limit one Bailings. This slaughters the deck. Uh, big sweeping nerf. Um, Not a fan of it, to be honest. I think this might be a little bit much. Might be a little bit too much, in my opinion. The slap on the wrist, complete opposite. You want people to stop playing Salamangreats? How about Lady Debug to 3? This does nothing for Salamangreats. They only play like one copy of this. They could probably afford to cut it, but it's gonna be really annoying for Cyber's good stuff decks. Lady Debug to 3. Ooh, get that, Kotalkers. But wait, I have a better idea. Salmon Grow to Yeah, this is garbage. Don't do that, Konami, please. The fair adjustment, which is like the best way, in my opinion, to go about it. You limit to Gazelle and Raw. This cuts Econ out of the deck, and if the deck loses Econ, it loses a lot of its I was gonna say like OTK potential by one, removing an opposing threat from the board, and two, using said threat to beat you over with your own monster until they win, which is going to be the same turn. I hope I'm making sense, but like removing Econ from Salamangreat seems to me like the way to go about it. And if that's not enough, you can also put Sunlight Wolf to 3, which also cuts some of the more powerful back row options. Floodgate, Compulse, Crackdown. You can still play like Warning Point, which is more situational, less generic, less overall good, but this does a lot to keep Salmon Great in check by removing options that you do not remove from other uh, competing decks. They do seem a bit harsh, but I think this is what's needed to keep the deck in check. At least the first one, maybe the second one, arguably, depending on how much you want to tame Salmon Greats. And the fourth, what's the fourth option then, Mechlord? If we are nothing the deck in a fair way, what's the fourth option? It's my favorite, the power creep. How do we power creep Salmon Great? Well, we get better going second cards. Going first has been better in Duel Links for a very, very long time, ever since the end of the D-Sod era, I would say. And the rise of Onomats and Noble Knights and Harpies and all these decks that thrive on going first and fucking you up. Uh, how do we deal with like backrow and stuff? Twin Twisters, really good card. Denko Seka, also a really good card. If you've never read Denko Seka before, it says as long as you control no set backrow, your opponent cannot set or activate said backrow. Basically locks them out of playing backrow decks. This is really a powerful card, but it also eats your normal summon. It cannot be special summoned. And you have to like build a deck around it that I guess would probably not work out for too long. It's basically a Mano Iwato for back row, except not a spirit, but a bit weaker. Does that make sense? I still think this card could come. Second, we need better archetypes in the game, stronger archetypes. This is gonna happen eventually anyway. Lots of people are talking about like Sky Striker and Orcust. These were decks that were good around the same era as Salmon Greats in the TCG OCG. Yeah, I mean, I guess they could come. I'm not really interested in either of those, except I do like Orcus. But you know what I really like? Mech Knights. A going second archetype that can just switch to full-on beatdown mode on the if they on the slap of a wrist. That's not what the expression says. If they need to. What are Salomon Great gonna do? Negate my inherent summon? They can't negate my effects if I don't activate effects and just beat the shit out of them with my mechie boys. Think about that. And the third option is freeing some old stuff. Old cards from the ban list that could reasonably come back. Konami, please give me merchants. I really want merchants. I do not care about any other card on the ban list. But keep Trinate banned. Keep all of the invoke stuff banned. Keep Elemental Palace Lord banned. I don't care about this. Give me back merchants. I need my merchant. I need him. In conclusion, this is gonna be a fun Casey Cup. And yeah, what are you gonna play during the Casey Cup? I'm gonna play Dino Rabbit. Oh boy. I'm probably just gonna play Odd Eyes, man. Oh, this is the end of the video. You are now legally obliged to like, comment, and subscribe. Even if you didn't like the video, you just leave a comment that says, this was garbage. I'm never gonna watch one of your videos ever again. Fuck you. But you still have to do it because Lava Golem said so. Thank you for watching the video. I'll see you next time with something else. I don't know what yet. I'm gonna have to find out. Bye bye!